Welcome to Star Bios, the podcast where we delve into the fascinating lives of Hollywood's most iconic stars. I'm your host, Casey Gold, and today we're shining the spotlight on the incomparable Bud Abbott, one half of the legendary comedy duo Abbott and Costello. With a career spanning over 3 decades, Bud Abbott left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry, and it all began in the early 20th century. Born William Alexander Abbott on October 2, 1897, in Asbury Park, New Jersey, Bud grew up in a modest household with his parents, William and Ray Abbott. His father, a railroad worker, and his mother, a homemaker, instilled in him a strong work ethic and a passion for the performing arts. The Abbott family lived in a cozy home on 6th Avenue, surrounded by the vibrant sounds of vaudeville and music halls that lined the streets of Asbury Park. As a young boy, Bud attended the Asbury Park Public Schools, where he developed a keen interest in drama and comedy. He was an active member of the school's drama club, participating in plays and sketches that allowed him to showcase his natural talent for making people laugh. His early influences included the likes of Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, and the Marx Brothers, whose comedic styles would later shape his own unique brand of humor. Growing up in Asbury Park during the early 20th century was a thrilling experience for Bud. He witnessed the rise of vaudeville with its colorful characters, elaborate stage shows, and irreverent humor. The town's iconic music halls, such as the Orpheum Theater, hosted some of the biggest names in entertainment, including W.C. Fields, Eddie Cantor, and Sophie Tucker. These early exposures not only fueled Bud's passion for comedy but also taught him the importance of timing, audience interaction, and creative storytelling. Bud's family life was marked by love, support, and a strong sense of community. His parents encouraged his creative pursuits, even when it meant sacrificing their own comforts to provide him with opportunities to perform. The Abbotts were a close-knit family, often gathering around the piano to sing and play music together. Bud's mother, Ray, was an accomplished pianist and singer, who taught him how to play the piano and nurtured his love for music. As Bud entered his teenage years, he began to explore his own interests and talents. He developed a passion for sports, particularly baseball, and played on the school team. He also started to take an interest in magic, learning tricks and illusions from local performers. These early experiences would later influence his comedic style, as he often incorporated physical humor, magic, and musical elements into his acts. In 1914, at the age of 17, Bud dropped out of high school to pursue a career in show business. He began performing in local theater productions, honing his craft and learning from experienced actors and comedians. It was during this time that he started to develop his unique comedic style, blending physical humor with clever wordplay and witty observations. As he navigated the challenges of his early career, Bud faced rejection and disappointment, but he persevered, using these experiences to fuel his determination and drive. With his roots firmly planted in the world of vaudeville and his sights set on the bright lights of Broadway, Bud Abbott was poised to make his mark on the entertainment industry. It was in 1931 that Bud Abbott met Lou Costello, a young comedian from New Jersey, who shared his passion for making people laugh. The two performers were introduced by a mutual friend, and they quickly discovered that their contrasting styles and personalities made them a perfect comedic match. Abbott's straight man persona and clever wordplay complemented Costello's physical humor and silly antics, creating a unique chemistry that would become the hallmark of their act. The duo began performing together in vaudeville shows, honing their craft and developing a range of comedic sketches and routines. They quickly gained popularity, and their big break came in 1938 when they were signed by the William Morris Agency. This led to appearances on radio shows, including The Kate Smith Hour and The Chase and Sanborn Hour, where they introduced their signature routine, Who's on First? The bit, which featured Abbott and Costello confusing each other with a series of clever wordplay and misunderstandings, became an instant classic and remains one of the most iconic comedy routines of all time. As Abbott and Costello's popularity grew, so did their film career. They made their movie debut in 1940 with One Night in the Tropics, followed by a string of successful films, including Butt Privates, 1941, Hold That Ghost, 1941, and Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, 1948. These movies showcase the duo's unique blend of humor, featuring a mix of slapstick comedy, witty one-liners, and clever plot twists. One of the key factors behind Abbott and Costello's success was their ability to adapt to changing times. During World War II, they performed for troops and participated in bond drives, using their comedic talents to boost morale and support the war effort. They also incorporated topical humor into their routines, tackling subjects like rationing, air raid drills, and military life. Abbott's partnership with Costello was not only a professional success, but also a personal one. The two comedians became close friends, and their on-screen chemistry was matched by their off-screen camaraderie. They shared a love of sports, particularly baseball, and often attended games together. Abbott was also a skilled magician, and he would often perform tricks for Costello and other friends. Their unique blend of humor, charisma, and showmanship has endured long after their heyday, inspiring generations of comedians and entertainers. As the 1950s progressed, Abbott and Costello's popularity began to wane, and they faced increasing competition from newer comedy acts. The duo continued to perform and make films, but their output slowed significantly. In 1956, they parted ways with Universal Studios, which had been their home for over a decade. Despite this, they remained close friends and continued to work together on various projects. One of the major challenges Abbott faced during this period was his struggle with epilepsy. He had suffered from the condition since his childhood, but it became more pronounced in his later years. The medication he took to control his seizures often left him feeling tired and lethargic, which affected his performances. Despite these health issues, Abbott continued to work, albeit at a slower pace. In 1959, Abbott and Costello performed together for the last time on their television show, The Abbott and Costello Show. The program had been on the air since 1952 and featured many of their classic routines. After the show ended, the duo went their separate ways, with Costello pursuing a solo career. Tragically, Lou Costello passed away in 1959 at the age of 52 due to a heart attack. Abbott was devastated by the loss of his partner and friend. He continued to work on various projects, but his heart was no longer in it. In 1960, he officially retired from show business, citing his poor health as the reason. After his retirement, Abbott lived a relatively quiet life, focusing on his family and his hobbies. He remained a beloved figure in the entertainment industry, and his legacy continued to inspire new generations of comedians. In 1974, Abbott was diagnosed with cancer, and he passed away on April 24, 1974, at the age of 78. The lasting impact of Abbott and Costello's comedy cannot be overstated. They influenced countless comedians, including the likes of Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, Bob Hope, and even modern-day comedians like Jim Carrey and Will Ferrell. Their unique blend of humor, charisma, and showmanship has endured long after their heyday, and their classic routines continue to entertain audiences around the world. Today, Abbott and Costello's films and television shows remain popular, and their influence can be seen in many areas of comedy, from sketch shows to sitcoms. And that's a wrap on our journey through the fascinating life and career of Bud Abbott. Thanks for tuning in, folks. That's all for today's Star Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Casey Gold reminding you to keep shooting for the stars.